Sarajevo was a city under siege, a siege that lasted for longer than the siege of Stalingrad, a siege that saw the indiscriminate murder systematically of men, women and children by its own occupants. There was genocide on a massive scale, there was ethnic cleansing, there were all the things that you would think would not happen in the 20th century in Europe. When we first got asked to do it, there was some degree of almost wry amusement because somebody said, "Oh, we asked Metallica and they turned it down." And went, "Well, duh, of course they did," and then we asked Motorhead and they turned it down. And I thought, well, yeah, the Motorhead, I thought they might have been game on for it. I kind of took it on, and I thought, yeah, this might be quite good fun to do, and I was very naive about it. They wouldn't be asking us actually to go into a proper war, And it was more than just a proper war. It was a proper war. It was harrowing, and it changed the way that I thought about people. That's what it was like coming back from Sarajevo. I remember getting back, long and the short of it, just before Christmas. And I got home and I ended up on the train from Chippenham to Paddington. And you realise that it was hard not to get really angry with people. To go, why don't you just fucking listen to yourself? The trivial bullshit that you care about. And where I came from this morning, people don't have any food to eat, they don't have any power, they might get shot at any minute, and you're worried about what the fuck? Now, after a while, obviously, that feeling goes away, but it was a real sense of complete, dislocation with the reality that we live compared to the reality that they live in. When I went back to Sarajevo, I mean, the rest of the guys in the band went back on the 20th anniversary. I went on a year later, and what was amazing was that all the shells and the shell cases that had been used were all being sold as ashtrays and umbrella stands and things like that, and some of it was in questionable taste. But you go, you know what, everybody's busy drinking beer and drinking coffees and getting on and just rebuilding everything. The reality of how awful we can be to people. Those things do change the way you react to similar circumstances, I think. You can't not be involved. You are involved physically. When you see, orphaned kids. We actually sabotaged an orphanage. We woke all the children up. There was one bloke in a white coat who was looking after all these orphans, and they're all little babies, and they're all wrapped up like mummies. I mean, like so tight. And our drummer picked up one of the babies. Nobody's touched one of these babies. There's no human touch involved. I mean, it's awful, But he picks up the baby, and of course the baby just goes, oh, and all of a sudden all the other babies go, oh, what's going on there? And they all come, it's like a room of alarm clocks all chiming at different times. And it was heartbreaking but uplifting at the same time, So the other story in the book, they didn't have any men to look after the little kids. So the big kids were looking after the little kids, and they're all out playing and stuff. And we went, and they said, go and take a couple of tunes. So we had a guitar, and none of them had ever seen a guitar. The drummer sort of said, do the clapping thing, at which point the big kids went, oh yeah, no, this game, and they all fell down dead. Because that was the game, it was machine gun fire. And they all fell down dead in very realistic ways. And they're kids, so they're faking it, but it was horrifying. Something as innocent as clapping in time to music now turns into gunfire. That's the world that these poor kids were grown up into. I'm sure they've gotten over it, but they'll never forget it,